Israel's control over the Gaza-Egypt border at Rafah is not new. Yet every time the news breaks of intensified Israeli presence, the world takes notice. It's a volatile flashpoint in a region already simmering with tension. This time, the stakes seem higher, the rhetoric more intense. What does this latest move signify? Is it a temporary security measure or a more permanent shift in the geopolitical landscape? Rafah, a narrow strip of land wedged between Gaza and Egypt, is a lifeline for the people of Gaza. It's their only gateway to the outside world, a portal for trade, travel, and humanitarian aid. But for Israel, it's a security threat, a potential conduit for weapons smuggling and militant activity. This fundamental difference in perspective lies at the heart of the conflict, shaping the lives and destinies of millions. The recent escalation raises critical questions about the future of Gaza. Is peace possible under these conditions? What are the implications for the two-state solution, a long-held aspiration for resolving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? Understanding the dynamics at play at Rafah is crucial for comprehending the broader Middle East puzzle. This is not just about a border crossing. It's about power, control, and the human cost of a conflict that seems intractable. The latest chapter in the Rafah saga unfolded swiftly and decisively. Israeli forces, citing security concerns, tightened their grip on the border crossing, increasing surveillance, restricting movement, and reinforcing their presence. The stated aim was to prevent the flow of weapons and militants, a constant worry for Israel. This move, however, sent shockwaves through Gaza, further isolating the already besieged enclave. The impact was immediate and devastating. Long lines of Palestinians desperate to cross for medical treatment, family visits, or simply a glimpse of the outside world found themselves stranded. Essential goods, already in short supply, became even scarcer. The humanitarian crisis, simmering for years, threatened to boil over. The people of Gaza felt the noose tightening, their hopes for a normal life slipping further away. The international community, though accustomed to the volatile dynamics of the region, expressed concern. The United Nations called for restraint, urging all parties to prioritize the well-being of civilians. Human rights groups condemned the move as collective punishment, highlighting the disproportionate impact on ordinary Palestinians. The situation at Rafah became a microcosm of the larger Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a stark illustration of the power imbalance and the seemingly intractable nature of the conflict. The Rafah border crossing is not just a piece of land, it's a strategic chessboard. For Israel, it represents a critical security concern, a potential entry point for Hamas and other militant groups. Controlling Rafah allows Israel to exert pressure on Hamas, limiting its ability to arm itself and potentially influencing its behavior. The move is also seen as a way to maintain leverage over Gaza, a territory that Israel disengaged from in 2005, but continues to exert significant control over. For Egypt, Rafah is a delicate balancing act. On the one hand, Egypt shares Israel's security concerns and cooperates on border security measures. On the other hand, Egypt has historical ties to Gaza and is sensitive to public opinion, which often views Israel's actions as heavy-handed. The latest escalation puts Egypt in a difficult position, caught between its security commitments and its desire to avoid being seen as complicit in Gaza's suffering. The regional implications extend beyond Israel and Egypt. The Palestinian Authority, based in the West Bank, views Israel's control over Rafah as an attempt to solidify the division between Gaza and the West Bank, undermining the possibility of a unified Palestinian state. The international community, while recognizing Israel's security concerns, is wary of any move that could further inflame tensions and push the prospect of a two-state solution further out of reach. In the shadow of the watchtowers and barbed wire fences, life in Rafah goes on. But it's a life lived under constant pressure, shadowed by uncertainty and fear. The people of Gaza, particularly those living near the border, bear the brunt of the conflict. They are trapped in a cycle of closures, restrictions, and occasional flare-ups of violence. The stories emerging from Rafah are heartbreaking. Patients needing urgent medical care are denied passage, their hopes dwindling with each passing day. Students seeking educational opportunities abroad see their dreams dashed against the unforgiving reality of the border. Families separated by conflict and circumstance cling to the hope of reunion, their visits often delayed or cancelled due to security concerns. The psychological toll of the blockade is immense. The people of Gaza, especially the younger generation, feel a sense of hopelessness, their futures uncertain, their aspirations stifled. The constant state of insecurity takes a toll on their mental health, leading to anxiety, depression, and a sense of being trapped in an open-air prison. The international community, while providing humanitarian aid, struggles to address the root causes of the suffering, leaving the people of Gaza to grapple with the daily realities of life under siege.